Welcome to this week's Fireside Chat, where we answer your questions with simple answers. Lauren, let's start off. We have a lot of physicians groups that are saying now is just not a good time to train doctors and overhaul a system. How do we help them out in that situation?
So that's a very valid concern. Any change causes concern for large organizations. But the point is, you don't have to start with a big change. Genesis can run quietly in the background, and we can actually eliminate steps from clinicians' workflow, including the entire charge capture process.
So if physicians are not going to touch MediMobile, what does that look like? How does MediMobile actually get started?
That's a great question, Rudy. So, what we do is we work with the facilities or the clinics that the clinicians see patients at, and we then create an integration with those facilities where we obtain the ADT, which is the admit discharge transfer feed, as well as the MDM, which is the medical decision making feed, or the notes within the EMR. And from there, Genesis can start creating charges based off of the documentation that providers are already producing within that EMR. So you're not duplicating work utilizing MediMobile. We're eliminating steps because from there, we take the documentation and we automatically add those CPT and diagnosis codes to the charges. The clinicians don't even have to log into MediMobile if the organization desires that setup.
That's awesome. So what happens? This is another question we're getting from several of the providers. What happens once Genesis starts working off those feeds?
It immediately begins uncovering missed and incomplete charges. So the revenue return is instant. We show leadership real numbers. Here's the revenue you didn't even know you were missing. For example, one of our current customers was utilizing another platform, and within the first 2 days of utilizing MediMobile, we were able to identify charges that were missed in their prior platform.
Wow.
The proof makes the conversation about adoption much easier for these organizations.
Now, Lauren, correct me if I'm wrong here, but we can show these organizations the results with their own data from the feeds, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We take their documentation and show them where we get our results. It's their documentation that was previously missed in their other platform that we can show them that their revenue is increasing because we're catching those leaks.
Now, some physicians are asking, okay, they know at some point they're going to have to interact with Genesis. So what kind of change can they expect, or what's that interaction look like?
So it's very minimal. The platform is designed to feel natural and intuitive, and most providers are comfortable after just a few minutes. The heavy lifting is done by Genesis. So if a clinician does have to log into MediMobile to approve the CPT and diagnosis codes Genesis has added, it's as simple as that. They just click that green approve button.
Excellent, excellent. So if you had one message for groups that say, now's not the right time, what would that be?
You don't need to wait for the perfect time. Let us show you with your own data how much revenue you're leaving on the table. Once you see that, the path is very clear. You just keep marching towards Genesis.
So Lauren, when it comes time for physicians to interact with Genesis, what kind of change may they experience? What are they going to be looking for?
It's very minimal. The platform is designed to feel natural and intuitive. Most providers are comfortable after just a few minutes because the heavy lifting is already done by Genesis in the background. It can be as simple as just a click of approving CPT and diagnosis codes when logging into MediMobile.
Excellent. If you had just one message for a group that says, now's not the right time, what would that message be?
You don't need to wait for the perfect time. The time is now. Let us show you with your own data how much revenue you're leaving on the table. Once you see that, the path forward becomes clear. The path is Genesis.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we welcome your questions. Don't hesitate. You can email us at sales@medimobile.com. Ask away your questions. We'll select from those questions and answer them on the next Fireside Chat. Don't forget to subscribe so you get our latest updates.
Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you. Y'all have a safe week.
Thanks for spending time with us today. At MediMobile, it's seamless capture, effortless coding, and revenue you'll love every step of the way. Tune in next time for more ways to make your practice thrive. Until then, keep it seamless.